The Life of Krillin from Dragon Ball. Krillin is a supporting protagonist in the Dragon Ball franchise. He's one of the most powerful and talented martial artists on Earth. He's courageous, faithful, and good-natured. Krillin had a brief rivalry with Goku when they first trained under Master Roshi, but they quickly became lifelong best friends, to the point that Goku cares for him as much as his family and closest ones. He is a prominent Z fighter, despite usually being overpowered by the major enemies. His short stature and baldness, with the exception of when he grows out his hair in the Majin Buu Saga onwards, although he occasionally shaves his head in several sagas in Dragon Ball Super, aid him in his ability to provide comic relief during tense moments. During the latter half of Dragon Ball Z, he largely retires from fighting, opting to settle down with his family instead, becoming the husband of Android 18 and the father of Marron. However, he returns to his lifestyle as a warrior later on in Dragon Ball Super. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Krillin. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Early life. Originally a monk of the Orin Temple, after training there for 8 years, Krillin trained at the Orin Temple since he was 4. He was the weakest student and was frequently bullied. When he was 13, he was getting tired of the bullying and he began to travel to Master Roshi's island, when he was seeking training to surpass the people at the temple to defeat his bullies and to attract girls. Krillin came to Master Roshi and became a student of the Turtle School in his first appearance in the series. Tournament Saga. Krillin first appears on screen at the beginning of the Tournament Saga. He bribes Master Roshi with 30 magazines in order to be accepted as his student. Krillin's initial desire for learning martial arts under Master Roshi was to become more popular with girls. Before deciding to take on Krillin and Goku as his students, Master Roshi tasks them with bringing an attractive woman to his island. With Goku unwise to such things as physical attractiveness, it falls on Krillin, who, after rescuing Launch from the police, decides that she would be perfect for Master Roshi. At first, he detests Goku, whom Krillin finds unintelligent and childish. It is to Krillin's increased annoyance that he discovers that Goku is a more powerful fighter than him in every way. The only time Krillin is able to get the better of Goku is through trickery and deceit. Even then, his reward, dinner that evening, is unenviable when he eats cooked fish by Launch that gives him and Master Roshi food poisoning. Goku, in his characteristic naivete, remains almost totally unaware of Krillin's one-sided rivalry with him. As their grueling training progresses over the next 8 months, the two are finally able to push the huge boulder that Master Roshi has tasked them with prior, a feat that he deemed impossible. Goku and Krillin bond, and by the time of the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, they become inseparable friends. This aspect of their relationship never diminishes. Goku is always there to offer the insecure Krillin confidence and support, as well as fighting tips. And Krillin is often on hand to offer a pragmatic perspective, the often overly innocent and idealistic Goku, as well as clue him in on basic social knowledge that Goku missed out on growing up. In his and Goku's first World Martial Arts Tournament, Krillin fares quite well, even defeating bullies from his old training school by kicking one of them straight through the wall. He easily advances as one of the 8 warriors going on to the main event. He makes it past the quarterfinals, defeating the disgusting Bacterian, as without a nose, Bacterian's stink has no effect on him. At first, Krillin is overwhelmed by the odor. However, Goku reminds Krillin that he does not have a nose. After realizing this, he is easily able to overcome his opponent. In his semi-final match, Krillin is matched against Jackie Chun, who is Master Roshi in disguise. Krillin is able to put up a respectable fight against his master using his strength and cunning, at one point knocking Jackie Chun out of the ring by using panties as bait. Using a Kamehameha, Jackie Chun propels himself back into the ring. Krillin charges at Jackie Chun, but Jackie Chun dodges the attack so quickly that he leaves an afterimage. Krillin unknowingly attacked the afterimage. Jackie Chun appears behind Krillin, who is quite bewildered, and lands a heavy blow on the young fighter's back for the win. Red Ribbon Army Saga. After the tournament, he trains under Master Roshi again, although he takes a break to aid Goku in his search for the Dragon Balls and fight against the Red Ribbon Army. Krillin, Goku, and Bulma enter a cave to find some pirate treasure, but are followed by General Blue, who confronts Krillin and defeats him in battle. During the battle, Krillin manages to kick Blue in the face, giving Blue a nosebleed, which just makes Blue much more intent on killing Krillin. Krillin is almost killed when Blue uses his telekinesis to freeze Krillin. However, Goku manages to save him and fights Blue. When Goku defeats Blue, the cave begins to collapse, but Krillin, Bulma, and Goku manage to escape in a submarine, though General Blue manages to survive as well and follows after them. Later on, Krillin, Bulma, and Goku soon return to Kame House, with the ruby Bulma managed to retrieve from the pirate cave. However, the ruby is stolen by Launch, and General Blue, who had found Kame House, uses his telekinesis to tie up Krillin and his friends and steal the Dragon Balls while setting a bomb to explode soon. Luckily, Launch returns in her good state and unties Goku, who throws the bomb away and chases after General Blue. Krillin also assisted Bulma, Yamcha, and other residents of Kame House to help and save Goku, who was on his way to fight the Red Ribbon Army's headquarters, but they arrived late and were surprised at Goku defeating the entire army single-handedly in a head-on battle. Fortuneteller Baba Saga. Later, Krillin competes with Goku and Yamcha in Fortuneteller Baba's tournament for Goku to get the location of a Dragon Ball in order to receive Appa's fallen father. He offers to fight first and is met by Fangs the vampire, who starts to dance on the arena, greatly annoying Krillin. Krillin eventually loses the battle by getting the blood sucked out of his head, causing him to lose consciousness and get kicked out of the arena. However, Krillin cunningly comes up with a strategy that allows him to later defeat See-Through the Invisible Man. The side of Krillin that uses his wits rather than his strength to his advantage is seen many times in both series, particularly as he becomes comparatively less powerful. Tien Shinhan Saga. 3 years later, and at 17 years of age, Krillin enters the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament once again with his friends Goku and Yamcha. There, he and the others form a rivalry with the Crane School during the preliminary matches, with Krillin having a particular distaste for student Chiaotzu. As expected, Krillin easily makes his way through the preliminaries and into the finals. While the fighters are drawing lots for the fight order, Chiaotzu purposefully puts himself up against Krillin using his telekinesis. Later on, during their quarterfinal match, Krillin initially has the upper hand in terms of strength and pulls off a Kamehameha for the first time that almost knocks Chiaotzu out of the ring. However, the tables turn when Chiaotzu uses his telekinetic powers to freeze Krillin in place. Krillin uses his cunning in order to defeat Chiaotzu and yells math problems at him in order to use up his telekinetic powers. Krillin manages to defeat Chiaotzu while the latter was trying to do basic mental arithmetic. Krillin then advances to the semi-finals where he faces Goku. Both agree not to hold anything back and charge into the fight. Though Goku seems to have the advantage in power, Krillin has several tricks up his sleeve. Knowing he cannot beat Goku in a straight-up fight, Krillin fires a Kamehameha at him. Goku easily blocks the attack, but it was intentionally a distraction and Krillin used it to get behind Goku and grab his tail. Goku goes down until the referee reaches the 9 count when he springs back up and tosses Krillin to the ground. Over the course of his training, Goku's tail is no longer a weak spot. Krillin then pretends to see something and strikes Goku when he's looking in the same direction. Goku decides that if all is fair, to use a trick of his own, and he seemingly vanishes. Goku reappears directly in front of Krillin and knocks him out of the ring with what looks like a single hit, although it was actually 8 and a kick. King Piccolo Saga. After the 22nd tournament, Goku realizes he left his objects behind, so Krillin volunteers to go back and pick them up. Krillin is then killed by getting his neck snapped from a kick from Tambourine, a demon who was out on his duty to kill all of the greatest martial artists so that the great demon King Piccolo could go unchallenged and rule the world with no opposition. Krillin's death played a large role in Goku's determination to stop the evil plans of King Piccolo, with Goku wishing to avenge his best friend and Master Roshi's death. Following King Piccolo's defeat, Krillin and King Piccolo's many other victims are later revived thanks to the Dragon Balls. Piccolo Jr. Saga. Krillin joins Tien, Yamcha, and Chiaotzu on a training journey to Korin Tower. Along the way, they save a village from the eruption of Popopoko Volcano. Krillin gets tricked into drinking an alcoholic beverage, which he later laments, but once again provides comic relief. After they reach Korin Tower and receive his training, Krillin and the others train on their own until the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. After 3 years, when he meets Goku again at the tournament, Krillin hugs his best friend, saying he missed him. Eventually, Krillin fights Piccolo, the reincarnation/son of King Piccolo. Krillin lands some decent hits and manages to surprise Piccolo on several occasions, but quickly realizes that Piccolo is far superior to him. During the match, Krillin reveals he can use the hovering space technique. When Krillin falls for Piccolo's afterimage technique, which he uses to land a free hit on Krillin, it causes him to eventually give up. Krillin watches Goku and Piccolo spar out. When all hope for Goku seems lost when most of his limbs are broken, Krillin, along with Tien and the others, attempt to assist Goku, and are suddenly caught off guard by Piccolo, now knowing they cannot help Goku as Piccolo would defeat them easily. When Piccolo's defeated, Krillin greatly criticizes Goku's choice of giving him a Senzu Bean to heal his wounds, and watches Goku and Chi-Chi head off from the World Tournament arena on the Flying Nimbus. Saiyan Saga. 5 years have passed since Goku defeated Piccolo at the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. He, Goku, and Bulma attend a reunion at Master Roshi's island, where Goku introduces them to his son, Gohan. While there, Krillin is as surprised as the others by the arrival of Goku's brother, Raditz, who reveals Goku's origins as a Saiyan and slaps Krillin into Kame House, taking Gohan with him. Krillin and Master Roshi offer to assist Goku in defeating Raditz, but instead Piccolo makes a pact with Goku to team up against Raditz and then go their separate ways after. After Piccolo and Goku defeat Raditz, Krillin arrives to the scene and goes to Goku's side while he's dying and watches his body disappear. Goku's death causes great woe in Krillin, who yells out in sadness over his best friend's death. He also witnesses Piccolo taking Goku's son, Gohan, with him over to Break Wasteland to train, which Krillin could do nothing about as Piccolo was too strong for him. When Roshi, Krillin, and Bulma return to Kame House, Krillin and Roshi discuss the true threat they face from the new Saiyans invading in a year. Roshi asks for Krillin to inform Chi-Chi of Goku's death and Gohan's kidnapping. Although he visits her, his fears of upsetting and angering Chi-Chi overcome him and he never actually reveals what happened. Soon, Yajirobe visits Kame House on a demand from Korin to inform Krillin that Kami, the Guardian of the Earth, has requested his arrival so they can train together for the 1 year they have left before the Saiyans Vegeta and Nappa arrive. At first, Krillin incorrectly speaks Yajirobe's name, but is soon corrected. After gathering his companions, Krillin, along with Tien, Chiaotzu, Yamcha, and Yajirobe, train with Kami and Mr. Popo. They do this in order to raise their power levels enough to be able to hold their own against the Saiyans. Like the others, Krillin's power grows exponentially during this year until he is far more powerful than Raditz ever was. When the Saiyans arrive, Krillin, Tien, Chiaotzu, and Yamcha join Piccolo and Gohan to hold Vegeta and Nappa off until Goku's arrival. When Yamcha is quickly killed by a kamikaze Saibaman, Krillin is enraged at his friend's death and unleashes his scattering bullet attack that obliterates all but one. Piccolo, Vegeta, and Nappa are all impressed by the sheer power of this attack, but it's not fast enough to work on the Saiyans. The battle continues with Chiaotzu and Tien falling. Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan come up with a plan to grab Nappa's tail to weaken him, then when he's off guard, they blast him. However, this plan failed as Nappa had already trained his tail from attacks. Eventually, Piccolo dies, taking Kami and the Dragon Balls with him, rendering Krillin and Gohan the only ones left to fight. They're saved by Goku, who shows his new power against Nappa until Nappa is killed by Vegeta. Krillin asks Goku to fight Vegeta somewhere else to make sure the corpses of their dead friends do not get destroyed. Goku has Krillin take Gohan away from the battle. On the way back home, Gohan decides they cannot let Goku face this danger alone. They go to the Gizzard Wasteland, Krillin coming just so Gohan doesn't get hurt, and they're able to help Goku with the spirit bomb he creates to defeat Vegeta. Krillin throws the ball, missing Vegeta, but Gohan bounces it back and it hits the Saiyan Prince, damaging him. At the end of the battle, Krillin is the only one of the 5 survivors, Goku, Krillin, Gohan, Vegeta, and Yajirobe, who still has the ability to walk. As Vegeta struggles to crawl to his spaceship to escape, Krillin picks up Yajirobe's katana and prepares to kill him to end his reign of terror. Goku tells Krillin not to, as he explains that it's not right, as Vegeta is now defenseless and may turn over a new leaf as a result of being spared, and also so that he might be able to fight him once again, impressed by Vegeta's strength. Krillin is understandably incredulous over Goku's compassion for the man who almost destroyed the planet and scoffs at the idea that Vegeta is capable of turning over a new leaf, but he reluctantly decides to trust Goku's judgment and lets Vegeta go. Frieza Saga. With Piccolo and thus Kami dead, the Dragon Balls have become inactive, and thus the Namek Saga begins, with everyone mourning the seemingly permanent deaths of Piccolo, Kami, Yamcha, Tien, and Chiaotzu. Fortunately, Krillin comes up with an idea. If the Dragon Balls were created by the Namekians, then they could travel to Piccolo's home world, planet Namek, to use the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish Kami, and thus Piccolo, back to life. While Krillin recovers from his injuries in Wukong Hospital, Mr. Popo shows Kami's old spacecraft and its incredible speed to Bulma. Afterwards, Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan head off in the spaceship towards planet Namek to start their mission. After a few detours on their way there, the trio arrive and discover that this peaceful planet is under siege by the galactic overlord Frieza, the emperor of the Saiyans and destroyer of planet Vegeta, Goku and Vegeta's home world. To make matters worse, Vegeta is on the planet as well. Both are also after the Dragon Balls for immortality, and Krillin and Gohan discover that there is much more at stake than the lives of their departed friends. After watching Frieza's soldiers butcher several Namekians, Gohan and Krillin rescue a young Namekian named Dende from Frieza's henchman Dodoria, and have to outrun Dodoria himself, eventually escaping by using the solar flare. Afterwards, Dende takes the two warriors to the Grand Elder Guru, Guardian of Namek, who is able to release the hidden key potential inside of them, causing their power levels to rise once again exponentially. Newly powered up, a complex three-sided game of capture the Dragon Balls ensues between Krillin and Gohan, Frieza, and Vegeta. Eventually, just as Vegeta discovers them, the Dragon Balls they collected are taken by Captain Ginyu and given to Frieza. They then decide to pool their resources so that the incredibly powerful Frieza can be defeated. Though Krillin reluctantly agrees to give Vegeta the Dragon Balls when they get them back, he privately plans with Gohan to sneak off with the Dragon Balls and make their own wish to bring their friends back when the time comes. He helps in the battles with Guldo and Rikume, managing to hit Guldo with a few blasts before Guldo time freezes him. When fighting Rikume, Krillin kicks him in the back of the head to defend Vegeta from the Rikume eraser gun. Because of this intervention, Rikume's attack backfires, knocking out all but 6 of his teeth. Angered, he retaliates by kicking Krillin in the back of the neck, more specifically the base of the spine, which puts him out of commission until he's healed by a Senzu Bean when Goku finally arrives on Namek. After learning of the trouble on Namek, Goku, who had been recovering in the hospital, is healed quickly by a Senzu Bean from Yajirobe and arrives to help. He makes quick work of the Ginyu Force, a group of mercenaries under Frieza's employ, but is badly injured and taken by Vegeta to be recovered in a healing tank. Krillin, Gohan, and Vegeta recover the Dragon Balls, but Vegeta is unable to wish for his immortality without the password. Krillin leaves to get the password from Guru, but encounters Dende, who informs him that the password is Porunga. They return, and with Vegeta asleep, decide to make their own wish now. In the Namekian language, Dende wishes for Piccolo to be returned to life and brought to Namek. This causes Kami to return to life on Earth as well, and Master Roshi begins steps to gather the newly restored Earth Dragon Balls. Vegeta awakens a short time later and is enraged that his immortality's been taken from him once again, but Krillin and Gohan are unintentionally saved by the arrival of Frieza, who demands their immediate attention. After a brief encounter with Vegeta, Frieza transforms into his second, more powerful form. Looking through his opponents, he chooses Krillin and flies directly towards him. Krillin barely manages to push Dende aside as one of Frieza's horns impales his body. Frieza begins toying with Krillin's body until he loses consciousness, then throws him into the sea where he's left for dead. He then turns his attention onto Gohan and starts badly thrashing him. With Frieza distracted, Dende heads over to Krillin's location where he uses his healing abilities to save his life. Here, the Destructo Disc makes its most memorable appearance, when the supposedly dead Krillin appears out of nowhere to deliver the attacks on Frieza, which cuts off the bottom part of his tail, the distraction saving Gohan from certain death. Enraged at his lost tail, Frieza charges after Krillin, catching up to him easily. Krillin knew that he needed to keep Frieza distracted long enough for Dende to use his abilities to save Gohan. Krillin continues to distract Frieza using many evasive maneuvers, such as Solar Flare to temporarily blind him. This is another example of Krillin's tendency to outwit opponents that he cannot overcome with strength alone. Piccolo shows up, having fused with the warrior Nail, and joins Krillin, Gohan, and Vegeta in their fight. For a moment, it looks like the Z-Warriors have the upper hand, before Frieza transforms again, leaving them in the dust. While Frieza is distracted, Vegeta urges Krillin to try and kill him, which would grant Vegeta Saiyan power to raise his power. Krillin is reluctant to attack Vegeta but sees no other way, so he fires a beam through his stomach. He then asks Dende to heal Vegeta, but Dende refuses, which worries Krillin, who knows that Vegeta may very well die. Eventually, Dende is convinced by Piccolo and Vegeta is healed, much more powerful than before. Frieza finally gets wind of Dende's healing ability, and so the tyrant kills him. Goku arrives back on the scene and is enraged after witnessing Vegeta's horrible murder at the hands of Frieza. Goku and Frieza then do battle, and although Goku puts up the best fight that Frieza has ever seen, he's still unable to defeat him. Enraged at how much of a challenge Goku has proven to be, Frieza, after surviving the large spirit bomb, lashes out at Goku's friends, badly injuring Piccolo and viciously murders Krillin by blowing him to pieces with Ki. The death of his best friend completely infuriates Goku, as he believes that Krillin can never be returned to life, as Shenron cannot grant the same wish twice. When Frieza declares that he will kill Gohan next, Goku's anger explodes and he transforms into a Super Saiyan for the first time, granting him the power to defeat Frieza. In a desperate ploy, Frieza attempts to destroy the planet, knowing that while he can survive in the vacuum of space, Goku cannot. Although Goku defeats Frieza, and the rest make it off the planet, Goku appears to be killed with the planet's destruction. Using the Namekian Dragon Balls, which can grant the same wish more than once, Bulma wishes for Krillin to return to Earth alive and well, but Porunga says he can only return him in the place he died. With planet Namek destroyed, they first wish to transport Krillin's soul to the check-in station in the other world, and then they wish him alive again. Krillin is returned to life, as are Yamcha, Tien, and Chiaotzu, as well as anyone killed by Frieza, which includes Vegeta and Dende. Everyone is delighted to hear that Goku is still alive, but are shocked when he refuses to come home yet, saying he needs to do more training in space. Though he does miss his best friend, Krillin settles back into life on Earth, thankful for another chance at life. Frieza-Androids Interlude. In the anime, during the 1-year period before Goku's eventual return to Earth, Galactic Jr. returns and Krillin joins Gohan and Piccolo in the battle against the Immortal Tyrant, as they're the only 3 Z-Fighters who avoid the Blackwater Mist. During the battle, he fights the Spice Boys and is badly wounded twice during the fight, first when he takes a blast from Salt and later when Vinegar beats him up badly. During this time period, Krillin finally gets his first girlfriend, a ditzy bombshell by the name of Marron. The relationship is marked by Krillin's insecurity, and instead of proposing to her as he had planned, Krillin decides to break up with her because he thinks she deserves better than him. He's floored when he discovers that she would have indeed married him, but by that point it is too late. Sometime after Galactic Jr.'s defeat, Krillin attempts to perfect his Kamehameha technique to get his mind off the breakup with Marron, but he soon realized that his Kamehameha techniques were still not good enough when he ended up causing a tsunami instead of splitting the waves. He was not told off for it by Master Roshi because he was asleep during that time and thus missed it. He later sensed that Frieza and his father King Cold were approaching Earth, and after contacting Gohan, he left for a specific spot at Northern Wastelands, close to where Frieza would arrive on Earth. After Frieza and King Cold's defeat, Krillin learned of the threat of the androids from the boy who defeated them via Piccolo. It was later revealed to him that the boy came from the future and was named Trunks. Goku, who came back from planet Yardrat, showed him and the other Z-Fighters the instant transmission technique, taking Roshi's sunglasses and giving them to Krillin. Krillin, along with the other Z-Fighters, trained hard after future Trunks regaled them with a grim tale of events that would soon unfold. Android Saga. When the Day of Reckoning did arrive, Krillin was right on the scene with his friends, ready to defend Earth. When Goku battled Android 19, Krillin watched in horror when the heart virus began to take its effect on the Super Saiyan. Though Krillin attempts to aid his friend with a Senzu Bean, his efforts are futile. After Vegeta arrives and kills Android 19, Android 20, really the robotic body of Dr. Gero, attempts to escape, knowing that both Piccolo and Vegeta could easily kill him. The Z-Fighters give chase, and Krillin is the first to find him near his laboratory. Krillin quickly realizes he's outgunned, and Dr. Gero attacks him without restraint. Shortly after, Krillin watches Dr. Gero enter his lab and releases his key to signal the other Z-Fighters. Piccolo and Tien are the first on the scene, proud of Krillin for finding it. Just as they begin their assault, Krillin informs him that Dr. Gero beat him to the lab. This angers Piccolo. Once inside, Dr. Gero releases Android 17 and Android 18. They then kill the Doctor and release another of his creations, Android 16. While the Z-Fighters battle with the powerful machines, Krillin stands back in horror, knowing that he'd be no match for them. The androids defeat the Z-Fighters with relative ease and head off to kill Goku. Krillin attempts to talk them out of it, but fails. However, Android 18 walks up, wishes him good luck, and kisses him on the cheek. Cell Saga. A short time later, Krillin and future Trunks destroy Dr. Gero's laboratory along with the early stage of the evil bio-android Cell. Meanwhile, after merging with Kami, Piccolo gave chase to a fleeing Cell, knowing that he must stop the creature from absorbing 17 and 18. Tien and Krillin join the hunt, and once again, Krillin is the first to find the enemy. In filler, he saves a woman and her younger brother from Cell just as the monster was about to absorb them. He gives them just enough time to get onto an airplane and uses solar flare on Cell to escape with them, but Cell catches up. Krillin then proceeds to attempt to fight Cell only to be smashed through the airplane. Just before Cell nearly kills Krillin, Piccolo and Tien arrive, and Cell flees once again. After Cell is successful in absorbing Android 17 and reaching his semi-perfect form, Bulma creates a remote that can shut down Android 18 so that Cell could not absorb her. She instructs Krillin to be the one to do it, but upon arriving at the battle scene, he sees how frightened she is and he remembers the kiss she gave him. He then throws the controller to the ground and smashes it, revealing that he's fallen for the beautiful android. Then Cell uses the solar flare technique to blind everyone present and starts absorbing 18. Then Krillin begins attacking Cell head-on, attempting to save her, but it was too late, and Cell reaches his perfect form. Out of anger, a heartbroken Krillin foolishly attacks Cell, only to be smashed away in seconds. However, he did manage to sense a large bulk of Cell's power that he kept hidden a split second before being kicked away by Perfect Cell, causing him to warn future Trunks about his hiding his overall power upon being fed a Senzu Bean. Cell then defeats both Vegeta and Trunks and goes on to announce a tournament he calls the Cell Games. The Z Warriors then spend the remaining 10 days preparing for the games, as does Krillin. He also spends time with his best friends, Goku and Gohan, who decide not to train. During this time, he also overheard Bulma and Dr. Brief discussing the removal of 16's self-destruct device. When the day finally arrives, Goku is the first to battle Cell. After a long and intense battle, Goku forfeits and tells Gohan that it's his turn to fight. When 16 attempted to sacrifice himself by using his self-destruct device on Cell, he attempted to warn him that it had in fact been removed earlier, but it proved too late. In order to unleash Gohan's anger, Cell spawns 7 Cell Juniors. They then proceed to attack the Z Fighters, including Krillin. With all this and Cell's murder of the peaceful number 16, Gohan's anger explodes and he transforms into a Super Saiyan 2 and causes Cell to cough up Android 18 and revert to his second form after being kicked in the stomach by Gohan. Krillin immediately tends to her side, much to Vegeta's surprise and objection, presuming Vegeta was still bitter about his first fight with Android 18 and calling Krillin a fool. Cell later attempts to self-destruct only to be teleported away by Goku, killing himself in the process. Cell manages to survive and returns to Earth. Krillin, along with Piccolo, Tien, and Yamcha, all join forces to help Gohan against the newly empowered Cell. Krillin, like the rest, is brushed off by Cell's energy multiple times. Finally, after Vegeta provides the distraction needed, Cell is put down by Gohan for good in a Kamehameha Wave struggle. After returning to the lookout, the Z-Fighters summon Shenron and ask for Goku to be revived. However, Goku asks not to be brought back. With just one wish left, Krillin asks if Shenron will remove the bombs from inside the androids' bodies. Just another show of compassion towards number 18. 18 sees this while hiding and is shocked but charmed. She then reveals herself looking very angry towards Krillin, but then replied that it was a very nice thing he did for her, showing that she may have a soft spot for Krillin after all. She leaves, as do the rest of the Z-Fighters, off to continue their lives. World Tournament Saga. 7 years later, Krillin is shown to have grown black hair, married Android 18, and has a daughter named Marron, and lives with his family at Kame House, Master Roshi's home. Krillin's family is an exceptionally ordinary household, but 18 is scary when she gets angry, so Krillin goes out of his way a little bit for her. When Goku announced his return to Earth for the World Tournament, Krillin is ecstatic to see his best friend again. Krillin enters the World Tournament along with Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, 18, and Videl, and wins his first matchup against the boastful Pintar without exerting himself. During the events of the tournament, the evil Majin Buu's origins are revealed and the danger Earth now faces becomes apparent. Krillin flies off with Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, Videl, Kibito, and Shin, the Supreme Kai, to Babidi's spaceship. Shin and Kibito lead Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Krillin to the Wizard Babidi's spaceship in hopes of stopping Buu. Upon arrival, Dabura kills Kibito and using his stone spit turns Krillin and Piccolo into stone. Majin Buu Saga. A while later, Dabura is killed by the newly released Majin Buu and Krillin and Piccolo turn back to normal. Shortly after, Majin Vegeta arrives and kills himself by a self-explosion in an attempt to kill Buu once and for all. Krillin reacts to Vegeta's sacrifice with shock and mourns him, acknowledging him as a comrade. This act fails and Buu miraculously regenerates himself. Piccolo and Krillin flee with the unconscious Goten and Trunks back to the lookout tower. Goku soon arrives a while later and introduces his idea of fusion. While training the boys, Babidi and Buu head towards West City, the location of the Dragon Ball radar and the Z-Fighters' only shot at reviving the dead. Goku intervenes and transforms into a Super Saiyan 3. He's quickly able to gain the upper hand on Buu and after a short fight teleports back to the lookout. A day later, Super Buu finds Kami's lookout and allows them to live for a short time. While on the lookout, Buu uses his human extinction attack to kill all the people on Earth except for the family and friends on the lookout. Due to Goten and Trunks' fusion, Gotenks failing to kill Super Buu inside the hyperbolic time chamber, the monster manages to escape, even despite Piccolo blowing up the door, the only way out or in. He then proceeds to kill and eat all of the present company on the lookout, including Krillin, who attempts to fight Buu to buy time for the others to escape. He quickly fails, but dies a hero's death. After Krillin is eaten by Majin Buu, he's sent to the other world. There he trains with King Kai until Kid Buu appears. Buu overwhelms Pecan and Oli Buu quickly, and Krillin risks his existence by attacking him from behind with his Destructo Disc, only to find that the attack has no effect at all. Yamcha remarks at how it would have worked on anyone else but him. He's then thrashed around by the monster and is almost destroyed when Buu is drawn away by Goku and Vegeta to the sacred world of the Kai. During the battle with King Buu, Dende uses the Dragon Balls to wish all those killed by Buu back to Earth, which was also just brought back after being blown up by Buu. Krillin, as well as all of Earth's people, transfer some of their energy to Goku's Super Spirit Bomb. Soon after, Goku launches the bomb, finally killing Majin Buu once and for all. The people of Earth and the Z-Fighters then continue their lives, all together at last. God of Destruction, Beerus Saga. Sometime after the battle with Majin Buu, Krillin is in traffic with Android 18 and Marron heading towards Bulma's birthday party. They could have avoided traffic, but 18 took longer than expected on makeup. After being fed up with traffic, Krillin puts the car into a capsule and flies towards the cruise ship. On the way there, he sees Yamcha and Puar, then Tien, Shinhan, and Chiaotzu. At the party, Krillin asks Bulma how old she is and is suspected by Android 18 of not wanting the second place prize of the bingo tournament, a castle, though he insists otherwise. Following Beerus and Whis being introduced to him by Bulma, Krillin offers Beerus some Russian takoyaki with wasabi or octopus, only to be confronted by Vegeta, later clapping for Beerus and saying his name with most of the other attendees. Krillin eats one of the takoyaki and runs around afterward with a flaming mouth, the result of the wasabi being too spicy. When Beerus becomes enraged and decides to destroy the Earth, Krillin can only stand by as Piccolo, 18, and Vegeta are effortlessly defeated. He acts as a bystander during Goku and Beerus' battle, but at the end, Beerus falls asleep and leaves the Earth in peace. Golden Frieza Saga. While Goku was working out of the field, Krillin came by to visit. Krillin had thought Goku might have gone off to King Kai's to train again, so he's glad to find him there. Seeing that Goku is still set on continuing his training, Krillin reminisces about how the two of them used to train together under Master Roshi, but now Goku has grown strong enough to be a match for even the God of Destruction Beerus. Curious to experience for himself just how strong Goku has become, Krillin asks Goku to hit him. After some persuading, Goku does, sending Krillin flying across the countryside and straight through a house or two. Goku teleports to try and catch him, but misses, and Krillin crashes straight into a large boulder. Back at Goku's house, Android 18 treats Krillin's bruise. Krillin wanted to see if he made the right decision by retiring from martial arts, and getting hit by Goku confirmed his decision. Krillin later becomes a police officer and was first seen chasing a pair of robbers until Bulma interferes and helps knock them out. Although he's thankful for Bulma's help, he gives her a ticket for speeding. Just then, his phone rings. He and Bulma are summoned over to Gohan's house to try and help deal with the situation of Chi-Chi kicking out Gohan and Mr. Satan for their seemingly reckless behavior with Pan, with Goku and Goten showing up at the same time too. Bulma promises to help calm Chi-Chi down if Krillin gets rid of her ticket. Krillin then whispers to Goku if he can search for Vegeta's ki and teleport after him after Goku realizes that Vegeta is training on Beerus' planet and wants to join him, but sadly, Goku cannot sense Vegeta's ki at all. 4 months later, while Krillin was busy at work, he got a phone call from Bulma saying that Frieza has come back to life and is approaching the Earth. He receives the Turtle School gi from 18, and she then shaves his hair. He then picks up Master Roshi, and they meet up with Tien, Shinhan, Gohan, and Piccolo to fight Frieza and his forces, despite two of them having kids at home. Initially, Krillin was scared of Frieza again. Sensing his fear and recognizing him, Frieza offers one of his planets to whomever kills Krillin. A large portion of the army goes after Krillin, who, much to his shock, manages to easily dodge them. Master Roshi tells Krillin his eyes can follow the most powerful being in the world, mentioning Cell, Buu, and Beerus. Roshi tells him weaklings like these won't ever touch him. Roshi also tells him he is a student of the great Master Roshi, meaning they can never beat him. Having his confidence restored, Krillin unleashes the Scatter Kamehameha, leveling all the soldiers sent by Frieza to kill him. Krillin continues to assist and attempts to help out with Tagoma, but is dropped along with the others. After getting back to his feet, he and Piccolo attempt to help Gohan with Frieza, but are held back by Ginyu. He then watches the fight between Goku and Frieza and later Vegeta, who steps in after Goku is taken out, and Krillin uses the last Senzu bean on Goku. After Frieza destroys the Earth, Krillin gets protected by Whis along with the others and mourns the death of his family. Whis undoes time for Goku to be able to kill Frieza and send him back to Earth's hell. He's later seen at a party with the other Z fighters who participated in the fight. Universe 6 Saga. Sometime after the battle with Golden Frieza, Krillin hears from number 18 that Goku and Co are having a picnic in space. Krillin finds Goku to get some kind of confirmation. Krillin is informed what is really happening, a tournament against Universe 6. He then tags along with Goku and Vegeta to find the last two members for their team. The last two members for Team Universe 7 are Majin Buu, who Goku promises the Super Dragon Balls to, and Piccolo. On the day of the tournament, Whis transports the Dragon team to Beerus' planet to pick up Beerus and their other teammate. Krillin and the Dragon team are present throughout the entire tournament, seeing the matches. In the manga, Krillin is bald during the Universe 6 Saga, while he had hair during the anime arc. Also in the manga, he appears to wear the green outfit he wore during the Battle of Gods arc. Future Trunks Saga. Krillin helps Piccolo harvest Chi-Chi's lettuce farm as Goku leaves for Beerus' planet. Later, when Future Trunks arrives back from his timeline, Krillin and Piccolo both meet him and learn about the threat of Goku Black. Later, when he and Zamasu are defeated, Krillin is among the group saying goodbye to Future Trunks and Future Mai as they leave for a new timeline to live in. Later on, Krillin is in a battle with criminals and his arm is grazed by a bullet. Goku shows up and apprehends the criminals, wanting Krillin to train with him. Krillin says he gave up fighting, but 18 calls him a spineless weakling for having so much trouble against usual criminals. Krillin agrees to train with Goku and they head to Kame House for old time's sake. Goku is forced to wear a heavy-weighted turtle suit and is banned from flying or going Super Saiyan, but even then he easily defeats Krillin in a quick sparring match. Master Roshi gives the two an opportunity to train by asking them to collect paradise plants on a remote island. The two do so and wander into the Forest of Terror, where illusions of many enemies from their past manifest and surround them. Krillin is incredibly afraid as he confronts his previous killers, Tambourine, Frieza, and Super Buu. Throughout the fight, Krillin is afraid and even at one point gives up and tries to escape. He then picks up the resolve to fight back and learns the secret about the illusions. They disappear when he suppresses his energy. Krillin regains his will to fight, unlocking his power and even helping Goku defeat the illusion of Super Shenron created by Fortuneteller Baba. Krillin, with his fighting spirit returned, vows to continue fighting for his sake and his family's, as the two return the newly grown paradise plant to Master Roshi. 18 shaves Krillin's head when he goes home. Krillin then trains with Goku again afterwards, saying that he's still banned from turning Super Saiyan. Universe Survival Saga. Along with the other Z fighters, Krillin participates in the Tournament of Power to save Universe 7 from destruction. Before deciding on Krillin, Gohan was unsure if he should or not, as Hercule mentioned that he retired a long time ago. Goku and Gohan sit down and image train to determine Krillin's chances, with Gohan playing the role of Krillin and Goku playing the role of Basil. While able to hold his own for a while, Krillin was ultimately killed during the image training, with Gohan saying that that would be Krillin's fate. Goku says Krillin will be fine and tells Gohan that Krillin has been training again and has all sorts of new crazy techniques. Trusting his father, Gohan agrees. After Bulla's birth, Goku leaves to go and recruit Krillin and 18. Both refuse at first until Goku lies about there being prize money. 18 is suspicious, but Krillin is oblivious to the lie and decides to test his full power first. Gohan comes by and tests Krillin himself, and later Goku fights Krillin. After accepting the invitation for the Tournament of Power, Krillin has a sparring match with 18, and with Marron cheering both of them on. Arriving at Capsule Corp to leave for the tournament, Krillin is surprised to learn Master Roshi has been training to overcome his weakness to seduction, but believes it is necessary if they want to win the prize money. Piccolo and Tien are confused by this, and Gohan is forced to admit that it was a lie, as well as the fact that the universe will be erased if they lose. When Goku arrives, Krillin angrily condemns Goku for not only lying, but bribing them with money, all because Goku thought Krillin would be too scared to participate. Krillin considers dropping out, but changes his mind when Beerus threatens to kill him, and Bulma offers to pay everyone money for participating. Krillin and the others listened on as Goku and Beerus were discussing adding a new 10th member. Krillin and the Universe 17 were shocked when Goku suggested bringing Frieza back to life. After Goku returns to Capsule Corp with Frieza, they're transported by Whis to the Null Realm, also known as the World of Void. When meeting the other fighters at the Tournament of Power, Krillin asks Master Roshi about his weakness for females, and the Turtle Hermit assures him that it will no longer hinder him. Once the battle royale begins, Krillin chooses to stay alongside Gohan, Piccolo, Tien, Shinhan, and Master Roshi. They were soon surrounded by Lavender, Botamo, Comfrey, Shosa, and Derkori. The Universe 7 team launched a combined assault, with Krillin firing his Destructo Disc, but it did little to nothing against their opponents. Krillin fights against Diem and uses his Destructo Disc Triple Blade to injure his wing, which stunned and slowed him down enough to allow Master Roshi to blast him out of the ring with a max power Kamehameha. Krillin then managed to save his wife 18 from being eliminated by Shosa, and the two worked together to get him out of bounds. Krillin soon fights against Majora and uses Solar Flare times 100, but the latter was unaffected due to his blindness, and the two engaged in combat, and Krillin threw his shoe at him in order to overwhelm his senses due to Krillin's strong body odor, and successfully got Majora out of the ring after firing a Kamehameha wave. However, while Krillin was celebrating his victories, he was ambushed by Frost and was the first member of the Team Universe 7 to fall off the arena. After reappearing in the stands, Krillin is belittled by almost everyone, including Beerus, Shin, 17, and 18. Throughout the tournament, Krillin had been cheering on Universe 7. When Goku is battling Jiren, Krillin, along with Gohan, Piccolo, Android 18, Android 17, Frieza, Tien Shinhan, and Master Roshi give Goku his energy to form a Spirit Bomb. Galactic Patrol Prisoner Saga. Jaco makes his way to Earth, asking Bulma to gather a few warriors together so they can become special members of the Galactic Patrol while they deal with the situation regarding Moro and his crew. Krillin is the only fighter who appears on the lookout, where he's shocked at hearing the current situation. Shortly after, Jaco appears and tells them of the 3 prisoners who are heading to Earth in about 10 days. Krillin decides that he should start training. Unexpectedly, the 3 appear seconds afterwards using a warp portal. When Jaco is knocked off the lookout, Piccolo rushes to his aid with 7-3 and Shimoreka in pursuit. Krillin goes to assist his friends, but is stopped by Yunba. Krillin is put under pressure by his opponent, who then curls into a ball and crashes into Krillin, sending him through the sanctuary. After Yunba abandons the fight, Krillin watches as Gohan battles 7-3. After 7-3 switches to using Moro's abilities, Krillin joins the others in trying to stop him, but instead has his energy absorbed, leaving him helpless and beaten. He warns Shimoreka that Goku and Vegeta are training to beat them, and this information causes Moro's men to make a temporary leave. 2 months later, Krillin joins the Dragon Team and the Galactic Patrol in preparation for Moro's impending assault, and is concerned after hearing that Goku and Vegeta have not yet returned. When the Galactic Bandit Brigade arrive and promptly split up, Krillin, along with Master Roshi, fly over to confront one of them. They come across Yunba, with Krillin telling him that he has trained hard for the past 2 months. He attempts to warn Roshi of Yunba's deceiving speed, however Roshi spots 3 attractive female convicts who head off elsewhere, and he abandons Krillin to give chase to them instead. Krillin then begins his rematch against Yunba, launching a Destructo Disc Hexa Blade at his opponent, though he is able to deflect them by rotating his body at extreme speeds. Yunba knocks Krillin down following a series of attacks, but he is able to get back up, and when Yunba dodges another incoming wave of Destructo Discs, they seemingly hit Krillin. However, he had used his afterimage technique to fool Yunba before appearing behind him and landing a powerful Kamehameha that knocks him out. Krillin's attention is then drawn to Master Roshi's battle, and he goes to join his side. The 3 female convicts, Misa, Iwaza, and Kikaza, appear and vow to give Roshi payback. Krillin notes, while powerful, if Roshi were to use the same power that he showed against Jiren in the Tournament of Power, then he should not have any trouble. However, Roshi says that he's unable to perform that without a clear mind, and Krillin comically deduces as to why he doesn't currently have one. After the 3 girls fuse together to become one significantly larger, unattractive female, she lands a single blow on Krillin and Roshi that sends them both flying. Krillin and Roshi try to hide, but despite knowing that he doesn't stand a chance, Krillin decides that he'd rather go out swinging. As the overweight convict prepares to kill both Krillin and Roshi, she's suddenly knocked out with a single punch by Goku, who had teleported to Earth after sensing Krillin's energy spiking, and apologizes to Krillin for not arriving sooner. Krillin asks Goku if he thinks he can beat Moro now, and Goku tells him that he believes he can, but Moro could still be hiding some of his power. Krillin asks if Goku is worried, but Goku simply says that he's actually super excited before teleporting away. Krillin smiles to himself, realizing that this is just how Goku has always been. Krillin is later seen hopping on rocks, visibly hurt from his previous fight and exhausted. Krillin senses the other's weak cheese, knowing that the battle is going badly. He berates himself for not being able to give Goku the Senzu beans before the Saiyan flew off to deal with Moro, hoping he can still make it in time to help his friends. By the time he arrives, Moro is on the verge of defeat. Goku takes the Senzu from Krillin and gives one to Moro with the promise that he will return to the Galactic Prison. However, Moro lies and the battle continues. Too intense for Krillin to handle, Whis teleports Krillin inside of his barrier for his own safety, where he continues to watch events unfold. During the final battle between Goku and Moro, when Goku is having his energy drained, Krillin and the others give their energy to Vegeta so that he can pass it on to Goku in an attempt to revitalize him. After one final push, ode to Oob, Goku defeats Moro once and for all. Krillin and the rest of his friends and family celebrate their hard-earned victory afterwards with a feast at Saiyan House. Peaceful World Saga. Krillin is seen 10 years after Majin Buu's defeat, attending the 28th World Martial Arts Tournament, watching and cheering on his friends. Baby Saga. Krillin appears briefly in Dragon Ball GT. He is seen with his wife, Android 18, and daughter Marron several brief times throughout the series. Still true to his role in comic relief, these brief intermissions often see Android 18 and Marron ordering him around. He, along with almost everyone else on Earth, are taken over by the parasite baby. During Pan, Mr. Satan and Majin Buu's attempt to sneak aboard a ship to new planet Plant, they force Krillin along with his family and others to remain on Earth and await for orders from Baby. While shopping in the city, Krillin is forced to carry both Marron and his wife's items when the Earth is nearly destroyed by a blast between Goku and Baby Vegeta. Along with everyone else, Krillin is cured by the sacred water and escapes Earth's destruction caused by the Black Star Dragon Balls. After the Earth is revived by the Namekian Dragon Balls and everyone returns to Earth, he and his family attend a party at Capsule Corporation. Super 17 Saga. Krillin is seen a year later at the 31st World Martial Arts Tournament with Gohan and the others, as they observe Goku, Pan, Majub disguised as Papaya Man, and Mr. Satan competing in the tournament. Some months later, Krillin is confronted and killed by Android 17, at the time brainwashed by his clone created from the depths of hell by Dr. Mew, after Krillin tried to help him remember how much he hated Dr. Gero when 17 tried to convince Android 18 to join him. After seeing her husband killed by her brother, 18 goes mad with rage and attacks 17 with everything she has in an attempt to avenge Krillin. After being defeated, 18 holds her husband's hand and tells him she loves him. After 18 and Goku defeat Super 17, the 7 Dragon Balls, which are now cracked because of overuse, are gathered to revive Krillin and everyone who was killed by the villains from Hell, but the Shadow Dragons appear after attempting to make the wish. Shadow Dragon Saga. After defeating Omega Shenron, Goku wishes to revive everyone who was killed during the Super 17 and Shadow Dragon sagas, which brings Krillin back to life. Before departing with Shenron, Goku asks him to stop at Kame House to say goodbye to Krillin and Master Roshi. In his final appearance, Krillin has an emotional final meeting with Goku on Master Roshi's island home along with Master Roshi himself. They reminisce over old times and on the war with the Shadow Dragons, and Krillin and Goku have a friendly sparring match. Krillin wins to both his and Goku's joy. After this, Goku suddenly disappears, leaving Krillin confused. Did you enjoy the video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.